Welcome to Robot Wars, featuring 36 competitors, 5 house robots, 1 arena, dozens of hazards. Each heat, our competitors are aiming for a place in the finals. But in order to do that, they'll have to dodge the house robots and each other. All on the quest to be Robot Wars champion. Let the wars begin. Previously on Robot Wars, we saw Thor 2 hammer its way into another semi-final stage, defeating Witch Doctor in its heat final. Graves were dug deep in the second heat as Tombstone entered the arena in its debut, defeating APD3 the veteran and the 6th seed Adriel 2 in its heat final. Can this progress and stun us all? And in the last heat, the reigning champion Challenger challenged all comers with record flips, tips and rips as it ripped its way into another heat final, defeating Dantom Kier and eventually BattleBots. The experienced robot had no idea what hit it as it landed 6 feet under into the pit of oblivion, which meant that the reigning champion Challenger earned its place in its second semi-finals, despite suffering damage from the house robots. But it's not all over for our runners-up in the heat finals. BattleBot, Adriel 2 and Witch Doctor have all made it through to the redemption battles. Who will join them? Well, let's find out as we introduce the robots for Heat 4.
From Canterbury, Cassius 2.
The 5th seeds, Cassius 2, boxed its way to the semi-finals in the last war. This is a much improved robot from when we saw it in the 3rd and 4th wars all those years ago. However, this time they come completely unchanged. Could that be the downfall for the seed?
From Belfast, Obelisk.
Already breaking records, and it's not even had its first fight yet. Obelisk broke the record for the tallest robot to ever enter the arena. It's just on the borderline of the weight category of 110 kilos. It's a full body spinner. Can't wait to see this come into play in the arena.
From Trindon, UFR 2.
The second version of UFR, which stands for Unidentified Flying Robot. But don't worry, from the performance that we saw in the last wars, it won't be doing any flying this time around. But when this robot has you in its grip, UFR will take you into the dark reaches of space.
From Hemel Hempstead, Behemoth.
Fighting for a 6th go at the title, Behemoth returned with a new improved lifting scoop. It has incredible armour. The armour at the back of the robot is very strong and very difficult to get hold of. They've a new addition this year. They've got lifting skirts at the back. How will that do in the arena?
From Rome, Flippilla.
Virtually unchanged from the last series, however Flippilla excels in its design and the ability to self-right. Yes, it looks flimsy, yes, the wheels are exposed, but the flipper and self-righting wings are highly effective. It once reached a heat final, so a lot of respect here for Flippilla.
From Bradford, Disco Inferno.
The best vertical flywheel we've ever seen on the wars graces the arena once more for a 4th stab at the title. It's never failed to reach the semi-finals on 3 previous attempts, and it's come runner-up once before in the past. And believe it or not, it's actually changed design completely, despite looking the same. That's how subtly brilliant this veteran is. And despite not being seeded for this series, Disco Inferno are the hot favourites, not just to win the heat, but the entire war. But when the disco lights fade, the only robot that'll be waiting in the shadows is Matilda for a waltz. As Refbot prepares the arena, I think we're in for a real treat here. We have a mixture of veterans and skill and experience against newcomers. We've got Disco Inferno against UFR2, the dark horse for the tournament. But first, we've got Cassius 2 and Behemoth. It's the clash of the Titans and the Flippers. What a fight this is going to be. both very experienced in the arena, so this is going to be a close fight, I think. It just depends which robot has the lowest ground clearance. Behemoth, technically on paper, does have that lowest ground clearance.
Robot ears, stand by.
In the arena for the opening knockout fight, it's Sir Kill-A-Lot.
3, 2, 1, activate.
What a great fight here. We have Cassius 2, seeded 5 for the 7th Wars, versus Behemoth, who's very experienced with that huge flipper, much improved from the last time we saw it in the 5th Wars, as it is already pinned now, the seeded machine Cassius 2. Cassius 2 has been knocked out by the looks of things, as it is trying to escape now. So Kill-A-Lot in the corner. It's righted itself in fine style, it has done as well. This is great, very manoeuvrable. It uses a 2-wheeled system and a caster at the front, which makes it very manoeuvrable indeed. But at the moment, it's Behemoth on top here with the lowest ground clearance, which is clearly evident as Cassius now is struggling to get... Oh, it's been on the floor flipper as well. Well, the seed in all sorts of trouble here now. Behemoth doing all of the work. As you can see on the back now, Behemoth has those new skirts to avoid robots coming in and getting underneath. But look at this, the Kill-A-Lot has just ripped the wheel off. Poor Behemoth, it's gone into the CPZ and the damage has been done. And Kill-A-Lot, souvenir from Behemoth. I don't think Behemoth can move now, or can it? It's got one wheel. But that was an extremely good tactic there. Cassius 2 pushes Behemoth into the CPZ, and look at this. Kill-A-Lot lifts its trophy. It has caused absolute carnage to poor Behemoth as it lands on its side, and it's in all sorts of trouble now. What a shame, they were completely in control. We could have had a first shock of the series with the seed being knocked out, but no. By the looks of things, Cassius 2 will be surviving the knockout stage and progressing, unless something amazingly stupid happens and Cassius decides to drive herself into the pit, but I don't think so. Has Behemoth been on its side now for far too long, as Kill-A-Lot still grapples with its wheel, pretty much saying, look at me, I've destroyed your wheel and you can't do anything about it. Refbot signals the end of poor Behemoth. What a dramatic way to end the first opening fight, as Cassius comes in and flips Refbot. What's Refbot done to anyone? Nothing. Cassius 2 being as cheeky as ever. Time out, Cassius, time out. Go back to your corner and refresh. But no, you attack the house, and the house now is fighting back, and Kill-A-Lot is taking revenge from the attack on Refbot. Poor defensive Refbot. Defenseless, should I say. He's not done anything to anyone, but now Kill-A-Lot now is on the back now of Cassius 2. Cheeky as ever, he's won this opening knockout in dramatic style. It's been great to see, but now tries to take on Kill-A-Lot. Can you flip that low? Goodness me, the weight of Sir Kill-A-Lot, obviously just too great. That's great to see. Cassius now, they're going to have to be very careful not to get themselves damaged for their next fight, though. Oh, as Refbot is in all sorts of trouble. Look at this, what an attack from Cassius. Completely unprovoked. I don't know what they were thinking of. Dominance, I think. They were thinking, right, we've attacked Behemoth, now we're going to do one better and attack the house. But look at this. This was the damage. Even though Behemoth was on top at first, this was the attack from Cassius 2. Went into the CPZ. Kill-A-Lot took over, destroying the wheel and hoisting poor Behemoth to say, look at me, I have destroyed you, I have owned you. And in goes Refbot to count out, but then Cassius attacks the ref. Not seen that for a while. The Refbot flipped over, and Kill-A-Lot just trying to defend herself, and look at poor Refbot in all sorts of trouble. Is it repairable? As Cassius 2 marches on in fine style. We've not seen the last of Behemoth, but next it's Flipper versus Obelisk. Matilda takes over housekeeping duties. She is on patrol with her lifting tusks and devastating rear flywheel.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Well, just watch out for Obelisk. It can spin its way into oblivion. Well, look at this. It's already decided to attack Matilda. I don't think the house can take any more brutality. It's already been attacked once as Refbot. But look at this Obelisk. You see, it's a full body spinner. And those edges, the spikes on the edge of Obelisk, which makes that drum so deadly. It's so heavy as well. I mean, look at this. It's self-destructive because it spins. It doesn't know where it's going to end, but look at this. It's already destroyed Flippler. Now, Flippler can self-right from there, but not under this kind of pressure here from Obelisk. Oh, and another slam right in towards the arena wall. It's going to have to be careful here. It can knock itself into submission and knock itself out, I think, if Obelisk continues like this. But look, straight away, Flippler now on its side. They can self-right from there, but if Obelisk can just continue that aggression, that will count in Obelisk's favour. Flippler are very well. They've self-righted, and Obelisk now are up and over. They claim that they can self-right Obelisk from that position because if they can use their lifting their arms, you can see that the arms, the pirouette, as it comes in, but I don't think it can get itself from that position as it goes towards the spike pit. Flippler now descends the pit of oblivion, the button activates, and now in comes Refbot to count out Obelisk. Well, I think they're self-destructed. I really don't. Refbot! Oh, Refbot's done an illegal attack!
Cease.
He's had enough! He's had enough. I don't think he's recovered from the last rounds. Look, as Obelisk goes into the pit, he's given Flippler a red yellow card. What's on earth's going on? What's going on in the arena? I don't think... What's going on? Refbot's had enough. It's confirmed on paper. Obelisk are out. They couldn't have self-righted from that position. Well, that was anticlimactic. Very quick. I'm surprised at that. Flippler through. Next, we've got Disco Inferno against UFR2. And here come the veterans. They look immense. And so does UFR2. I can't wait for this fight. And neither can Matilda.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
We've waited so long to see the disc of Disco Inferno grace the arena once more. It comes in with immense force. Look at that already. The head of UFR2 has come off. No one can see you now, UFR2. Oh, and another bit's come off. Oh, goodness me, this is awesome. The destruction. This is what we've waited for so long to see Disco Inferno come back. And like I said, the design is completely changed. You wouldn't believe it, would you? It's the same disc, and already we can see that the same destructive power we've grown accustomed to over the years comes back once more, and I think is even more powerful. Look at this. Oh, goodness me, Disco Inferno doing its own party trick there, doing a bit of a wobble, but look, it's grapple now, UFR2. Now, UFR2 come back much improved because if you remember from the last series, veterans will remember that those arms that you see were meant to self-right, but they were too short and prevented UFR2 from self-righting and coming back onto its wheels. But I don't think it can survive this onslaught, this barrage of, oh goodness me, abuse. One side has just totally been destroyed. Look at this power as the disc came up. This is the skill of Disco Inferno as it gears in and comes in for the attack. Look at that. It comes flying towards the camera. Goodness me. Watch that camera, Disco Inferno. That's expensive, you know. As it comes in once more, what can UFR do here? It has just been completely... Oh, there goes the other side. Well, you've attacked one half. Why not the other? Completely defenseless now. I don't think UFR2 can do anything here as it is against the arena wall. Oh, and bits coming off. Oh, goodness me, Disco Inferno's disc has come off. We've seen this before in the wars. It's just completely come off. And if that had come off any sooner in the fight, that could have been an upset. What on earth went on there? Goodness me, this heat already full of drama. As it came in, look, yes, it attacked UFR2, but in doing so has killed itself. As Refbot comes in now to see what all the fuss is about, and look at that, Disco Inferno now. Who is Disco? Now, Refbot, I think, must be counting out UFR2, surely. Well, Disco Inferno, incredibly lucky to have destroyed UFR2 in great timing. Look at this, though, Matilda now coming in for the kill as it comes in. Just like the carcass, it's just left now for Matilda. UFR2 battered. Oh, Matilda! There's another flywheel! Can UFR2 survive? It has the loser's playoff to think about here now. I just put it out of its misery. If Matilda now gets attacked and put poor UFR2 on its side, as it comes in for the kill, Matilda now, the house robot sweeping up. Disco Inferno is not coming in as well, as you can probably imagine. Out goes UFR2 and a spin in delight as Matilda waltzes with a badly badly defeated Disco Inferno. It killed itself, but let's just have a look at this. This was the power of Disco Inferno. And remember, Disco Inferno now progress straight away to the Heat semi-finals in dramatic fashion. Look at this. It came, attacked UFR2. That's when the debris came towards the camera. Look how far that flew as it came in once more for another attack. One side of the arm came off. Unfortunately for UFR2, too many exposed parts on the machine, but this was crucial. Now, will this happen again to Disco Inferno? We've found a weakness here. Matilda, though, ends the fight by throwing UFR into a galaxy far, far away. But what damage has been caused to the fancied Disco Inferno as it does progress to the Heat semi-finals. But now we have the losers playoff to think about. It's Behemoth, Obelisk and UFR2. The winner will progress to the Heat semi-finals. Dead Metal returns to the arena for this playoff match.
Robotians, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
I think all three robots here very unlucky to lose their initial fights. I think they have much more potential here. Certainly Behemoth, as it comes in now and tries to flip UFR2, which it has done. Now, UFR2 are meant to self-ride from there. They can do. Obelisk now comes in for a huge blow. Those arms on the side are so lethal. If it gets a hold of you, you are in major trouble. Unfortunately, though, UFR2 is on its back, whilst Behemoth now starts to attack Obelisk. This is a huge robot. I don't know how Behemoth can lift this almighty machine as it spins in towards the CPZ. Now then, this is where Behemoth can now pin Obelisk in towards the corner now as it lifts, and it tries so hard to get itself out the arena. But look, the Perspex barrier's just denying poor Behemoth a flip out the arena here. Obelisk now in all sorts of trouble. I don't know where UFR2 are, but the drama here at the moment is Behemoth trying to flip. Look at this. He's pinned it against the Perspex barriers. What can Obelisk do from that position? What an attack from Behemoth as it flips UFR2 onto the floor flipper, and it's just been broken up into tiny pieces. UFR2, oh goodness me, what a dramatic playoff. What a heat this is so far as Flipper. The flipper is just completely destroyed. UFR2, there are bits everywhere. I don't think they've fixed the robot from the Disco Inferno heat. I really don't think it has worked. And poor UFR2, they had just minutes to fix their robot from Disco Inferno's battle, and it's not worked. Out go UFR2. They come 6th in the heat for this series. Great to see them, but they end in dramatic fashion. And now Refbot comes in to count out legally. It didn't in its last fight, but legally count out Obelisk. They've been pinned in that CPZ against the barrier. Out go Obelisk, and Behemoth progress to the Heat semi-finals. Well, worthy win there from Behemoth. We'll get to see just how great that machine is. Very unlucky in the past, but look, Dead Metal now is stuck on one of UFR's pieces as now Behemoth comes in. Go on, flip Dead Metal. It seems to be the heat where the house is falling, and Behemoth now is in trouble. Well, it's got a yellow card. It's going to have to be careful. Refbot is on a warpath this heat. You don't want to get on the wrong side of Refbot. Well, this is it, and look, Behemoth now goes in the draw to meet Disco Inferno. But our first semi-final match, it's the underdog Flipper versus that old war veteran Cassius 2, and boy, what a performance from the seeded machine we saw in the first round as it stands idle, ready to face Flipper.
3, 2, 1.
Well, I think Flipper are going to have to do some now to try and beat Cassius. As now he presses the Rogue Robot. They must be scared as Dead Metal now closes in, but we've already seen such destruction from the Rogue Robot button this series so far. And again, we are seeing now Dead Metal coming in for the kill as it attacks Cassius. A great attack and a great tactic there from Flipper. Now Cassius is stuck. He's stuck on Dead Metal. Goodness me. full of drama already in the first opening 30 seconds of the fight as Cassius 2 is now in trouble. It's sort of pinned on one of Dead Metal's spikes. It's going to have to get itself away from there. I don't think Cassius 2 can move. Dead Metal's got right stuck in there as Cassius 2 now is pushed on towards the spike pit. Flippler now coming in with the flip as it lifts Cassius 2. What a plucky, courageous attempt here from Flippler, who has to be respected, has got through to a heat final once before in the wars, as Dead Metal now comes in for the kill with a circular saw. But look at this tactic from Flippler. It's forcing Cassius 2 down with its flipper. It can't get up Cassius 2 because Flippler is preventing it. Look at this, is against the arena wall. Has Cassius 2 got enough boxing punch and ferocity left to resurrect itself and come back from its daze? It's been knocked out. No, it's been righted now as it comes back in for the kill. Can Cassius 2 now, the 5th seeds? Now it's been lifted up by Flippler as it comes in for the kill, and now against the arena wall, it's against the boxing ring. The ring, is it about to go out? Is the seed about to lose? This would be an almighty shock. Oh, the flipper's lodged. What can Cassius do here now? I have no idea, and that's it, it's over, it's out. Just when you think you've seen it all this heat and that happens. I am speechless. The seeded machine, the semi-finalist from the last war, is out. It was a series of unfortunate incidents that led Cassius to a defeat. Unbelievable. It pressed the button for the Rogue Robot, got stuck on Dead Metal, it got stuck against the arena wall. It was just a bad series of events for Cassius 2 and Flippler. That is the biggest win of Flippler's career in the wars as it progresses to its second heat final. I am stunned. What a performance. Flippler knew it had to do this quickly because Cassius 2, too good. But in the end, Flippler even better. Look at this attack. And in the end, the heavyweight was just overpowered by Flippler. What a shock that is. I'm out of breath. Surely, can we have a normal fight? Unlikely, because it's Disco Inferno and Behemoth next.
Robotians, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Well, we are certainly getting our money's worth tonight. What a heat we've had. Disco Inferno now against Behemoth. Two veterans of the wars. They've got both huge respect here. But at the moment, Behemoth has the lowest ground clearance. He could just get underneath, but that flipper's been raised. And his grip has just been ripped off by the disc of doom as it comes in for another attack. Another onslaught. That's it. Behemoth have no weapon. Oh, it's just been ripped to shreds. Goodness gracious me. Well, Behemoth in all sorts of trouble now as Disco Inferno comes in for the killer blow. He's waltzing with you for one last attack as it comes in for the kill, and it's been flipped over, and that is it. Well, you're stuck in towards the CPZ now as the killer lock comes in for the kill. Lancing, skewering the innards of Behemoth. They have no self-righting mechanism, and look, you can see the skirts flying off Behemoth. They were designed to stop robots getting in underneath and flip the machine. Very much improved robots is Behemoth for this series, but they've just been blown into submission as Disco Inferno. That disc looks so much more powerful than what we've seen. It's the same disc, it's the same robot, designed slightly different. It has been completely redesigned, Disco Inferno, and I think they are onto a winner. As again, look at that power coming in for the kill on poor Behemoth. They are technically still mobile. I don't think they can do much now without a weapon. They are upended. And now all it takes is for the disc to do that. And it is right on cue. What another performance from Disco Inferno. Surely now the Heat favourites, now that the seeded machine Cassius has descended from the competition. Take a bow. It even has its party trick, its dancing move at the end of bowing to us. That's how stylish and cool Disco Inferno is for this series. But look at this power. This is the power of the disc. It just, look, it folded in the weapon and it just ripped it off like paper. It really is such a great weapon, and it is great to see it back perform the way we know it can and has done in the past. And that's the end result. Behemoth, no more. Look, where's that coming from? I have no idea. Well, this heat has been full of twists, turns, dramas, upsets. You name it, this heat has featured it. We've even had attacks on the house. This is how dramatic the heat's been. It's Disco Inferno versus Flippler, and this is their road to the heat final. Disco Inferno first dispatching of UFR2 in the heats. That was the crucial blow though, and now we know the disc can come off. Can it come off again? But it was amazing to see. Look at that disc, and look at the flying debris coming towards the arena camera there before Matilda finally flipping UFR to a distant galaxy. Before the fight that we've just seen here, as Disco Inferno revved up its disc and did its party trick once more as it dispatched of the veterans of Behemoth. Unlucky to be pitted against Disco Inferno. I think Behemoth could have progressed even further this series if they hadn't have come up against such a veteran of the wars. Disco Inferno starts as the favourites with that incredibly powerful, destructive weapon. We've seen it perform on so many occasions. It is great to see them back, but I mean, from the performance we've seen from Flippler, yes, they have reached a heat final before in the wars. In the 5th series, they did progress to the heat final. They first dispatched of Obelisk in the heats, but then this was the crucial match. This was the shock. Like I said before, a series of unfortunate events led the seeded machine to get into all sorts of trouble, pinned against the arena wall, and once that had happened, there was no way Cassius 2 could come back into the arena, and that was it. The inevitable happened, and Flippler, probably its most famous victory of the entire wars that we've seen it perform. Not to be underestimated, I don't think, as we approach the heat final against Disco Inferno. I am really looking forward to this. Overseeing the fight, it's Matilda, and for the first time tonight, Shunt. Here we go then, for a place in the series semi-finals.
Robotians, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Disco Inferno to the left. Flippler now. Oh, and it's just been absolutely hammered by the disc. That was an almighty impact. Look at this. Flippler had no time to breathe as it came in. Look at the disc spinning at full speed and whack. That was an almighty blow. To do that sort of punishment there for poor Flippler as it comes in now. Disco Inferno has a grip as it pushes back now on towards the button which has activated the pit of Oblivion. And is this going to be it? Oh, what a performance. It's hanging in for dear life. It's actually got stuck on the disc. It's actually got stuck and it is just trying Flippler to hang in there. Oh, and it's not. It's gone in. Oh, that was over so quickly. That's it. Disco Inferno progresses once more to another series semi-final. Oh, it's resurrected. Flippler out the pit. Matilda. Oh, flips it back in. It's to and fro. Well, what can you say? Take a bow, Disco Inferno. You have earned your place in another series semi-finals, and there's that blow there. That was the moment that turned the fight. Wasn't really much of a fight for poor Flippler, mind you, but when you're up against a robot of this caliber, this skill, this style, you'll definitely need to think of a way to overcome a robot like Disco Inferno, and that was it. Simple. Disco Inferno. Triumphant. One of the most impressive fights I think we've seen so far in the wars. This is a robot to look out for once more in the semi-finals. But Flippler will be back. But for now, Disco Inferno, take the spotlight and bow as we watch you waltz once more into the series semi-finals.